So I've just discovered the one mod that every Zr2 S10 owner needs to do. Stay tuned, you're gonna like this. So how do you like driving my truck? It's not bad. So you guys are probably wondering, does a roof rack hurt the height of a truck? And it does in parking garages. But one of the good things is, if you have a stock lift or you've only done a torsion crank, you can still fit in most garages. But this is one thing I want to show you guys, is just how close it is on most of your smaller, tighter garages if you do a roof rack. As you can see here, we clear it. You can keep going. We clear it, but it's really close on a stock lift. So, future note, if you do a roof rack and you want to know if it's going to fit in parking garages or small garages, I mean, my garage itself barely fits. And when you come to a parking garage, first thing to watch out for is these signs and the low roof. Like, this is 7 foot clearance, and so far I haven't had any trouble. But if you go anywhere that's any lower than 7 foot, stock lift with a roof rack, it's not going to make it. So. Alright guys, so I wanted to talk to y'all about like the cheapest, easiest way to gain more ground clearance in a Zr2 without doing a lift. And the first thing that, I didn't get a chance to film this for you guys yesterday, but I did something a little different. I don't know if you can tell or not. I will put some pictures up, but the first thing we did, we got rid of this valance down here. And when you get rid of the valance, you have these ears on this, what looks to be like a water resistant inlet for your radiator. Sucks cool air up in there. But this is something you can do that will not cost you anything, that'll instantly get you better ground clearance and an approach angle in the front. I apologize, this truck is rather dirty. Just poured the rain today on me, but that was one of the first things that I did yesterday, and I did not get a chance to film this for you guys, but it was kind of an easy mod, and I almost felt as if it's something I shouldn't film. And now the next day I was like, I really need to give you guys a better view of what that looks like without it. The lighting's not all that great here. I will post some pictures of this, but you can kind of see that without the valance, you have all kinds of room in the front. Your approach and departure angle, well, your approach angle becomes so much better, and you don't risk blowing anything away in front of the wheel. So, and I think it looks really cool. But I did want to give you guys an update. I did not get a chance to give y'all a refresher from yesterday, so I thought I would provide an update showing a little more progress on the front. Of course, the great thing about it is it doesn't cost anything. It's cheap, and it took me maybe 20 minutes to do this. It really wasn't bad. So if you're wondering how this comes off, it's super easy. There is a few clamps. You can see the hole right there. It's got these push pins that go in. The easiest way to get these out, guys, is take a flat head and pry the top section loose, and then take a pair of needle nose and pull the clips out. Once you get the clips out, they just slide out. Basically, there's like a slot right here. You can see that this slides up into, and you pull the tabs up and the thing comes right off. And the only other thing you have to do past that is just trim your little air inlet here. The only thing I had to do there was just to kind of neaten it up. You have these little ears that come off the sides of it if you don't, so just be aware of that. Another thing that I've been wondering about is if these lights are legal on the road. To answer that question, I don't know. Do I run them? Yes, and so far I haven't had any trouble. Some lower cars don't seem to like it, but most everybody else is cool with it. SUVs and normal passenger cars haven't given me too much grief about it, but everybody else in a lowered car or a small car doesn't really like them too well, so I usually try to flip them off if I see a small car coming. So I just wanted to provide a little update, but I'm also going to be doing a light bar on the top next. As you can see there, I don't have one yet, but that's coming. And I'm going to do a bed mount roof rack or bed rack tent. Of course, that's coming probably in the next month or two. This thing is extremely dirty, but right now we've just done so much stuff at one time. I feel like I need to pause for a minute and enjoy some of the things I've done. We're going to come back and add that bed top tent. They're kind of expensive. Smittybilt makes them. And the particular tent I want is around $900, so they are not cheap. But in terms of the roof rack tents, it is kind of cheap. Most of those tents run over $1,000, well over $1,000 for a good two-man tent. And the rack that goes in the back, if you guys are interested, eBay, you can find them on there for about $400. They're not too bad. And they bolt into the back and they come across, and they're kind of universal. The mounts on the inside will spread open, so it'll accommodate any bed size, but basically they bolt in here and they have a little rack that goes across, and then the center section's adjustable and it just bolts down. So I may lose this tonneau cover in the process of adding that, but that's something I can always put back on or take off. So that's not anything terrible to change out, but it may be a minor inconvenience. Anybody want to know what kind of tonneau I had? There it is. It's a Black Max X10. I've had a few questions on that too. So anyway, I do want you guys to subscribe to the channel and follow this build. I don't just do Zr2. I'm not just an S10 guy. I do have a lot of S10 stuff, but I've got the white S10 that you guys saw earlier in the past upload. That thing's coming together pretty nicely. We're going to do a cab corner repair and a video on that, and an LS swap possibly this summer. We've talked about doing that. The gray truck is going to need a rebuild soon. I'm getting a little smoke coming out, so I think the rings are shot in it. I'm going to give you guys an update on that one later on. But definitely subscribe. I've got a new goal. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers by February 20th. So that's my new goal. We're almost there, guys. We're at 850. So subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. We have more coming. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, so I did want to go over that little valance thing I was talking about earlier. It was a little dark, so I did want to give you guys a better perspective of actually how much more ground clearance that really gave me. Now that we've got it in here and you actually have good lighting, I don't know if you can tell, but from previous videos here, you pretty much couldn't see anything underneath this truck with the other valance on there. And with this removed, I mean, you literally do pick up a lot more ground clearance. And, of course the tow hooks are exposed. That's one thing you're going to notice because the other valance kind of hid this. But honestly, I kind of like the look without it. It just kind of makes it a little meaner, I think. The other thing I noticed was right off the bat, you get to see the wheel wells, like, the actual wheel more so. And the stance on this, if you're wondering what it looks like, it's pretty gnarly, I think. Just upon first impressions of looking at it, you can automatically tell that it's been removed. You can see there's way more clearance. And then when you come down here, it just looks just so awesome, I feel like. I don't know, everybody has their own opinion. I'm going to see how this works. So, things I'm going to look for. Does this affect gas mileage? I don't know. The diffuser may have kind of swooped some air down underneath it, and now with that gone, it may increase drag. So, but this also, adding this roof rack has also hurt my fuel mileage a little bit, and I can tell a difference. So another thing, if you're wondering, if that affects fuel economy, yes, Yes, it does. I've noticed probably at least a mile, maybe 2 miles to the gallon less. So instead of I was getting 17 before. Now keep that in mind, that's like best case scenario at 55 miles an hour on flat ground from where I drive to work every day and back home. So it's like best case scenario 17. I'm probably getting about 15 now, but I think it's worth it. It definitely helps the truck out. It makes it a lot taller, and it gives it a whole new look. I've had people just like, dude, that thing looks like a just Baja truck now. And of course, obviously, it's not even anywhere close to a Baja truck. But it kind of has the whole pre-runner daily driver look, and I'm digging it. So I did want to give you guys a little better shot of that, removing that piece. So you do notice more of the frame and more of the bumper bracket right here. Of course, you could utilize this and maybe make something. It may come in a later vlog. But there's those bolt holes I was telling you guys about. And basically, yeah, it's got those little clips in it. You take the clips out. It's got a piece here that slides in, here, here, here. And you move those tabs and it'll actually push away. And you can pull the entire valence loose. And then that was where I was talking about having to cut the ears off of the little air inlet there. And yeah, there you go. So I'm pretty happy with it, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, we've got a recent video here, and over here in this corner we've got a recommended video, and you can subscribe right here. Thanks for watching, guys. I want to see 1,000 by February 20th. Let's do it.